Good afternoon. For the last 10 weeks or so, we've looked at what needs to change in your business. This series is about what needs to change in you. The first one was about the self-management business, and this is really about the owner's evolution, your evolution. Now imagine this, it's Friday afternoon. You've worked 55 hours this week, and you're further behind than you were on Monday. Not because something went wrong, because this is just how it is. You tell yourself you'll get on top of it. You tell yourself this is just a busy season. But you've been saying both of those things for 3 years. Here's what I want to offer you today. The problem isn't your workload. The problem is your strategy. And your strategy for the last several years has almost certainly been work harder. Right? Hard work built your business. I'm not for a second dismissing that. You outworked people who had more resources. You outlasted people who gave up. Hard work is genuinely why you're still standing. But here's the thing about a strategy that works. At some point, it stops being a strategy. It becomes a habit. And habits don't ask whether they're still appropriate. Hard work stops compounding past a certain point. Past that point, it just creates more work. You do more. The business expects more. The team learns to wait. And nothing actually gets easier. The ceiling isn't the effort. The ceiling is a role. Now, think about what's actually on your desk right now. How much of it genuinely needs you? Not who else could do it, just does this actually require me as the owner? For most of the owners I work with, the honest answer is probably about 20%, not the other 20%, maybe less. The rest is work that the business never quite figured out how to do without them. It's not a workload problem, it's a structural problem. And you can't work your way out of a structural problem. You can only design your way out of it. I worked with an owner in the trades business, a good business, solid revenue, loyal team, absolutely. He was first in at 6:30 in the morning, last out most nights. But here's the thing, he was still fielding calls at 9 o'clock at night. He told me his team couldn't cope without him. When we actually looked, they could cope fine. The problem wasn't capability. The problem was that the business had never been designed to run without him. Every decision had a path that ultimately led back to the owner. Not because he was a control freak, because nobody had ever built a different path. He wasn't working hard because the business needed it. He was working hard because it was the only system they had. This series, The Owner's Evolution, is about something quite specific. It's not about working less. It's not about lifestyle design. It's about understanding what kind of owner your business actually needs. Because here's what I've learned and seen with working with New Zealand business owners for years. The owners who built genuinely great businesses don't work less hard. They work differently. They're not trying to escape the business. They've learned to lead it. That's a different skill set, and it absolutely is learnable. Over the next 10 weeks, we're going to work through that shift, one step at a time. Starting next week with the thing that makes this harder than it should be, which is who you think you are. For now, I have one question. What's on your desk this week that doesn't actually need you? Not what could you delegate if you wanted to? What genuinely, structurally, should not be yours? If you can't answer that without hesitating, that's the starting point. Listen, I'm Whelan, and this is The Owner's Evolution. I'll see you next week. All the best. Cheers.